Hi folks, and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Corine.
And where are we today, Corine?
We're taking a hiking trail called Hidden Haven. It's between Parowan and Bryan Head in Utah. It's a little snowy today.
Yeah, it's definitely a little snowy. Beautiful sky, beautiful day though. Actually, it's also quite warm. So we're going up to do something interesting. We're hoping to shoot a waterfall, a nice freezy waterfall.
Yes, we expect it's going to be quite frozen. I've also heard that it's used for ice climbing.
Oh, we might even get some interesting shots from some ice climbers. So it looks like it should be fun. It doesn't look like there's a lot of other people here, so probably have the place mostly to ourselves.
Yeah, and it's kind of different for us. We haven't been hiking a lot in the snow, so we've got our big, tall galoshes style boots on today instead of the regular hiking boots, just because the snow's tall enough to get in the tops of our hiking boots.
Yeah, we got about a good foot of snow to hike through today, so it should be a bit of a slog, although the trail looks like it's pretty open. So
yeah, most people have trodden it down, and we only have about a mile walk in.
As it turned out, the lower part of the trail was quite easy to walk on, and it wasn't until we approached the waterfall that it got a lot more tricky. But to see that comedy, you're going to have to stay through to the end. It definitely is worth it as we slide down the trails.
This part of the path is a little bit soggy and wet. We're glad we wore big galoshes. The stream that's coming downhill is actually right on our pathway, and you can see it going right by this wooden bench that's usually meant for a rest break.
So Corine and I just arrived at the ice floes, and when we got here, there were some climbers. Unfortunately, they're finished their pitch here and have gone over the other side. But we got really busy taking photographs. We got here just as they were going up the ice floe here, so we didn't have any time to get the video camera out. But we'll show you some photographs of them right now. So the ice floe is right up there. It's not huge, but it's really quite attractive. It has a lot of pick marks and things of that sort from the ice climbers, so it gives it a lot more interest than it might otherwise have. And we're going to do some photography. We're kind of right at the bottom. Probably going to shoot some shots directly right on. I have increased my ISO to a 400 to give me a little faster camera speed. Although it's a beautiful day, we're in deep shadow here, which actually makes it nice to shoot because we're going to be able to get more definition in the ice floe. I think if we had too much light in here, it would be very difficult to shoot this. Corine is just off right over there. She's shooting on from the side. And we've got a couple opportunities to get a little higher, so we might try that as well. So not really anything particularly spectacular, you know, shooting at a fairly high f-stop, you know, 10, 11 in that range, 9, 10, 11. ISO 400. I'm actually brightening the shot a little bit, so and my white balance is probably around about 5,000.
I'm standing here on the left side of the stream and looking up at the waterfall. And you can see there's quite a lot of sky up there. It's got cloud in it, so it's very blown out relative to the waterfall ice falls. But if I move myself to the right, then I can get more of that back clip face there and less sky, so that makes it easier to take a good exposure.
So Corine is in here photographing these absolutely cool ice flows. They've actually formed into sort of icicles, but icicles glued to the side of the mountain. There's another set right over there that we're also probably going to spend some time with as well once we photograph the ice on the waterfall here. So very, very pretty day to be up here, lots to shoot. Really interesting opportunities for some interesting subjects. One of the things you tend to forget when you're standing on a big ice floe is that the water is actually moving right below your feet. And here's the sound. We were really amazed at the number of compositions that were really right at hand. Once we finished with some of the larger ice flows, we started finding these little icicles and little what looked like hands in ice along the rock walls, and they turned out to be quite interesting subjects.
So I was doing some looking around in these ice flows that come off the sidewalls from the main waterfall that's over there. And I found this interesting little spot where the ice had formed over a crevice here. And I took a look inside and found that just up here there was an icicle. And so I worked at trying to get my camera situated in there to get a view of the icicle hanging from the overhang of the rock. It was a little bit challenging. I put my stabilizer on, put my ISO up to 1600 so that I wouldn't have so much shake from holding the camera. And we'll see how that turns out.
Hi folks. Well, Corine and I are getting sort of ready to wrap up, and I was kind of wondering what Corine thought of the photography.
Well, it was an interesting spot. It was nice to get up and close to the waterfall, and we had some nice snow conditions here. A little bit challenging for exposure, but I think it was a good spot.
Yeah, snow is always in a challenging medium to shoot in. You never quite know whether you want to increase your brightness or take your brightness down. It seems to be on every shot you have to make sort of a new decision. It was lovely being up here by the ice flow, and I was really impressed with the number of compositions I found up here. I wasn't really expecting that. I was sort of expecting a sort of one-shot day, you know, shoot the iced waterfall and then walk back down again. But we've actually been up here quite a while and had a really nice time shooting. Corine and I don't really talk about how difficult the trail may or may not be. Often we don't say much at all. In this particular case, we got some interesting and somewhat comical film of us traversing the trails. We hope you'll enjoy it. So, one of the challenges of winter hiking is that often the trail is not in great shape. As you can see, Corine coming down the trail here on her bottom, which is the safest way. We haven't actually figured out how we're going to get up yet, since we pretty much had to take all the gear off, as you can see down here, my bag, that bag. So what do you think, Creed?
So far, so good.
Yeah. Hi, folks. Well, it's time to wrap this video up. We sure hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, we hope you'll hit that subscribe button down below.
And as always, if you want to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button. And of course, you can personalize it these days. You can either see some of our videos or all of our videos.
And if you have any questions or comments, please put it in the comment section down below, and we'll be sure to respond as soon as we can.
And until next time,
Bye for now.